Hello, champions! I'm back with Punisher. We're gonna do the 2021 list for the females or the women's. We did all the classes already. I kept them on their own just because it's easier. And I mean, the female character kind of work pretty differently than the male because I mean they're made to face other female characters, so just makes sense to put them on their own. And also, there's not that many of them. Well, there's still 19 of them, but 19 across 6 class, not that much overall. So yeah, let's get on with it. Charlotte. I think Charlotte is definitely a top tier. You do need the plate, the Honky Tonk plate, I think, to make her top tier. Otherwise, she would probably be a tier 1 for you. But I definitely put her up there because she's really good.
Yeah, she's for sure with that plate. She's for sure top tier. I mean, she's free too, which I mean, she takes a little bit of grinding and a little bit of expertise of WWE trivia, but absolutely with that plate, she is tier 1. Just huge move damage and recycles easily. And
definitely very accessible for probably one of the most accessible top characters. Well, the most. I don't see any other top character that's easier to get. I mean, it's not easy as in you got to grind the hell out of those trivia and all, but you can do it free if you just bother to do it.
Yep. Yeah, she with Showdown, she's going to be probably one of the best to use for Showdown, and Feud definitely the best. And yeah, overall, she's probably the top female in my opinion.
Definitely a hell of a character for sure. So that's an easy one there, no contest. Maybe if you don't have the plate, it drops her a little in tier 1 because she doesn't really cycle as well. But still, even if you don't have the plate, it's unlikely you got something better to use than her anyway. Yeah. Becky, also a really good. I'd put her at tier 1. She hits pretty damn hard. I mean, she's a striker, obviously. She's an icon, which you can farm with the, I believe she's Showdown coins, which are definitely among the easiest ones to get.
Yeah, she was actually the first one I went after in the Showdown shop.
Yeah, she's
tier 1.
I went with her after Batista.
Yeah, I waited on Batista. I think I was, my ego got the better of me thinking, oh, I don't need him. I have better characters.
Yeah.
But,
I haven't leveled Becky, but she's damn good.
Yeah, I when I did it, I was like, I need better females. So she's tier 1 for sure. Her power gems are so fun to use. She lays out a good amount of them, and you can enhance them. And she's relatively low charge. Plus, she's got a submission that make power gems also. So, gosh, yeah, she's super fun to use. Another one that benefits from
Riddle
as a coach.
Yeah, definitely. Again, one of the easily best accessible character, and arguably probably one of the best female striker too. Although there is quite a few good ones, as we'll see, but.
Yeah, she's right up there with all the other strikers, though, too. I mean, she's up there with Bianca for sure.
Yeah.
Very fun character, though. Great design. Awesome that they have a current relevant character that good. Her and Charlotte are probably the two, well, not probably, they are the two best icon characters, female icon characters.
Yeah, for sure. Speaking of which, we're now going to take a dive as far as quality of female icon characters with Trish, which I would probably put at tier 3, really. Not again, like we mentioned it earlier, like tier 3 is not a bad character. Top tier, tier 1, tier 2 are pretty much exceptional character. Tier 3 is pretty good, common, not necessarily common, but pretty good average character that does the job well. Tier 4, they suck. Like, they don't use those. But tier 3 is like your common usable character, per se. Trish, I would put her there, like, maybe lower tier 2, but like there's so many great female characters that we're gonna have a look at that I couldn't put her in the tier 2 list just based on who else is going to end up in tier 2. She's just not comparable to those. I would definitely rank her lower at tier 3. Moveset's fine. Nothing exceptional. I mean, I barely remembered her. to begin with. Definitely got to be more useful for her promoter ability than her own abilities.
Yep, and that's literally the only reason I took her up. She kind of reminds me of Tech Black, but without a choose. I mean, she does have one choose move, but the other moves are all random. So she can recycle, and with the right trainers, she can lay out a bit on the board. She does have a move that enhances your green gem damage, and being a tech, obviously, that's a big plus. So tier 3, at 5-star gold, she probably could move into the tier 2 territory. It's just there really isn't a reason to take her there. If you have Becky and Charlotte, just in females alone, those are the two you're going to want to take up. So, yeah, tier 3, I'd say that's a pretty safe spot for her.
All right. Nikki Bella, icon of WrestleMania. I mean, to be fair, I barely remembered anything about her.
All I remember is that she must have been, if not free, very, very, very available.
If I remember well, she's a pretty low on luck. I mean,
maybe that's what it was.
I'm
2-star gold now.
Like I'm looking at her move right now. I mean, definitely, and I remember when I did my preview. I mean, I definitely see moveset that do work. I just don't see anything that would put her higher than tier 3. Pretty similar to Trish as far as output. I mean, she's a showboat to begin with, so that's already one strike in my book. But if not two. But yeah, I mean, she doesn't put up a lot of damage. She works well. She cycles well. But yeah, don't face someone that's a really good character because you're gonna get your ass handed to you.
Yeah, she's a tier 4.
4 even.
I mean, yeah, for me, she's a tier 4. She just doesn't have a moveset that does much. Now, I only have her at 2-star gold. I don't think I've touched. Looks like I put a little bit of MP in her because I just looked, or I put a little bit of TP in her, I should say. But I don't see a moveset that works well for her.
I'll go with your tier 4 because from what I remember, she would have been a low tier 3, but I don't remember much about her really, which kind of says most that needs to be known about her. Since I can't remember shit about her, that pretty much means that she ain't that memorable.
Yeah, as a character, you're not going to work on her. You'd only do anything if she was, if you have a tech that you use in Showdown a lot and you need a little bit more points there, that'd be the only reason to bring her up.
Yeah, I mean, even if you need a showboat female, there's a ton of better options, which we'll see one in a bit.
Yep.
Bianca, I'd put her definitely at tier 1. Really good character, not easy to get, even though she has been a little more available recently. Still not easy to get by any stretch. Pretty damn good character. I mean, she's a striker, so she hits like a truck as she should. But yeah, I recently started to work on her. I've known she was pretty good for quite a while, but I only recently started to work on her, and yeah, I love her. She's a pretty damn good character.
Yeah, I agree. I have her at tier 1 as well. Really, really high move damage. Recycles great. You can you could put Matt Hardy on her to get her multiply gems off a little bit higher, but I think there are better trainers to use, in my opinion. I think a lot of people would use Matt Hardy too, but in feuds, those are enhanced already with feud perks. So
yeah,
and a lot of times there's a line bonus that'll even help. But man, she packs a wallop. She does, gosh, I think like 1.3 million on turn 1.
Yeah, she packs quite a bunch. Awesome. Not necessarily the most fun to use, but she packs a hell of a punch.
Yeah, especially if you have black gems on the board. If you have majority black gems, she hits her very hard.
Yeah, she definitely at her place on the tier 1 right there. I don't think she could go definitely on top tier, but she's really not that far from that either. Just based on like if it was a male character that did the exact same thing, I wouldn't put her near top tier. But based on the other female characters in the game, that definitely doesn't put her really, really far from that.
Yeah, and there's really, as far as top tier female characters, there's not that many in general.
No, definitely not.
And tier 1 is still a excellent character, but she's not as good as the top tiers. So generally that would put her in the tier 1 category.
Yeah. Trish Hall of Fame. Actually, one of the rare Hall of Fame and female that I kind of like. I tend to not like that much using the females because, like most people, I don't have that many leveled, and they're usually forced on us to use. And I don't like showboats to begin with most of the time, but I kind of like Trish. She works really well. She's pretty effective. I put her as a strong tier 2.
Yeah, I put her at tier 1. And again, this is assuming 5-star gold. When you get her up there, she does hit pretty darn hard. I think currently this month, the daily login has her shards, if I'm not mistaken. I think it was her.
That's why I think she's a better free option than, let's say, Nikki for sure. I mean, they're not not even in the same league, but she's the one I was referring to when we were talking about Nikki earlier. Like she's not someone that people might necessarily have free right now, but her shards have been plenty available in the past, and they will be even more this month. So a lot of free players should have her by the end of the month.
Yeah.
And she's definitely a good one to work on.
Yeah, she's a lot like, I shouldn't say a lot like, she's almost like Zombie Lashley, like Junior, I guess you would call it.
Yeah.
She doesn't make as many reinforced gems and breaks them as Lashley does, but she makes a lot, and she recycles like crazy. She's got a sub also. She's got a destroy move, relatively low MP, and her move damage at 5-star gold is really, really high. So she does around 900k to $1 million at 5-star gold, which I think is in the tier 1 category. Now that's with the right metals and all that, but either way, someone that recycles and that can hit that much in the female category I think is pretty darn good. So I put her at tier 1. I can see tier 2 being relevant as well. But
the only reason I would put her, and I said I would put her in the upper tier 2, like she could definitely be in the lower tier 1. The only reason I'm putting her in upper tier 2 is based on how many we're gonna have in tier 1 later.
Yeah.
She's not gonna compare to some of those there, but she could definitely go either way. And I definitely put her in the very upper tier 2. And again, tier 2 are really damn good characters.
Yep.
I can't put enough emphasis on that. Tier 2 are really damn, because often people are like, oh, he's putting her tier 2, that means she sucks. No, she doesn't. Tier 4 sucks. Tier 3 is pretty good. Tier 2 and up is really good characters.
Yes. Yeah, I agree. I think the reason she gets a little bit of a bad rap is, not a lot of people are going to take her as their first 5-star gold female because of the scarcity of tokens.
Oh,
they'll probably do Wendy.
Let alone 5-star gold female, 5-star gold Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
Like you're going to use those Hall of Fame characters on someone else for sure. Like even nowadays, Hall of Fame, most of them overall ain't really worth 5-star gold. Like there's not that many that are really dominating. And now that they do have a second gem generating bonus on some of the Hall of Fame with a 17k ability, that means you need to get them to 5-star silver. So I personally ain't even making any Hall of Famer 5-star gold anytime soon, unless I manage to get one that is really exceptional that's going to be released this month. But as of now, I'm not making any. I don't have any plan to make any of those. I plan to make gold because I want to make 17k for the coach bonus of those I have. So due to the scarcity of those tokens, probably not worth getting 5-star gold just because of that. Plus, you never get to use your females anyway.
Yep. Yeah, I'm with you there. And I think you talked me into tier 2 just because of that. If you see tier 1, you might think, oh, I better work on her immediately. But she probably should be a little bit down that list. So, yeah, I think tier 2, like I said, she's still a very good character. Great coachability as well. And I think she's a tad below Bianca. So I think, yeah, you're probably right with tier 2.
While we're on the Hall of Fame, may as well go with Wendy. I think Wendy would be a clear tier 1 though. Although I would put her at low tier 1 due to the randomness of her first turn with the MP cost of the moves. I personally like the triple black. Not really that easy to get going. Once you do get going the move once, they're basically going to reload themselves and you're good to go. But you could have issue get going due to the move cost on the first turn.
Yeah, and I think having Santa Hogan helps that.
Yeah.
It makes that move start loaded.
But
I actually put her at top tier because now there's stipulations to that. She has a gear that gives her her black gems 10% more damage, which doesn't seem like all that much.
yeah.
But when the gems themselves and the finisher benefit from it, I think that puts her up there. She can do 1,000,000 damage on turn one. Yes, you
Yeah.
do need a little bit of board luck because that first yellow move, it can't cascade. But if you have enough black gems on the board, you don't even need to use that move. You can use the choose move, fill your black finisher move, and that's all you need. That's the yellow black move set. But she does, you slap double armor on her, and she's gonna do, 800 to 1,000,000 on turn one, which
Yeah.
should get the pain for you every time. So I have her at top tier. I think she's just a notch below Charlotte.
Yeah,
Like I said,
that's the main reason I didn't put her there, because I do have her 5-star gold. That's one of the rare Hall of Fame gold I got, and I do have both gear as well. And even with that being said, in feud setup, I'm much more comfortable using Charlotte because it's even though she hits like a truck, she's not really as reliable on that first turn as Charlotte can be. Even though you can get screwed with Charlotte too, depending on like where that green area ends up and if you get a cascade and everything. But yeah, she's one of those, like, I definitely need to be up closer there, but I would definitely put her like right on that border between top tier and tier one. Her move cost is really her main issue. If you don't have that Santa Hogan, definitely harder to get her going on the first turn. But yeah, really damn good character. She's among the best Hall of Famers.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, and the fact that you took her to 5-star gold proves that she's worth taking to that. So yeah, I don't know. I have her at top tier. Maybe I just have better board luck with her, but it's very rare where that random move, at least for me, gets a pin. And really, all you needed to do is make one black match. But even if you don't, then you can set it up with the choose. But yeah, but you are exactly right. If you don't have Santa Hogan or a feud perk or a line bonus, that 8 charge move won't be charged. So that is an issue.
Yeah.
So I do see your point there, but
I'll put her top tier just because we're supposed to rank this as if you have everything you need to. If you got everything that needs her to make her shine, she is top tier. So.
Yeah.
Let's do her like we do the others. Yeah. Like I might undersell her just because she's a female character, but I mean, I got her 5-star gold, and that's definitely one I don't regret.
Yeah, and you're right about the triple black moveset. That's also a really fun moveset to use. A little bit high charge, but
yeah, definitely not the only moveset, but I kind of like that one.
Yeah, if her MP moves, if every one of her moves was one less MP, I think she'd be undoubtedly top tier.
Yeah. MOTU Becky. I think MOTU Becky is kind of a sleeper. I love her. She's super fun. I mean, the MOTU characters to begin with, they have like over the top moves and everything. Like animations are pretty cool, although they're a little longer most of the time. But the animation are pretty cool. But I mean, the character herself, she's pretty damn good. I like her. I haven't leveled her much yet. I liked her doing the preview. I didn't like facing her. I think she's one of those that would be lower tier 1.
Wow, I actually have her at top tier.
Really?
Yeah. She's actually in feuds. She's the only one besides Icon Charlotte that I will use against another Icon Charlotte because she can destroy. Obviously, the class advantage, she has that, but she hits for. I mean, triple red. She hits for. Now, so here's her downside. She's not turn 1.
Yeah.
But on turn 1, she still hits for huge damage, and then on turn 2, she hits for just ridiculous damage. So being at 5-star gold and having, you know, 3-ish million health, she can usually survive anyone to get to turn 2. So in my eyes, that's not an issue. I mean, it's not an issue that would knock her down. But and then the other caveat to her is if you have the Andre plate and you can put that on her, that makes her just unreal.
Yeah.
I think she does. I want to say she does about. I could be wrong on this because it's been a while since I used her. But you know, when I was using her, I could dial this out and tell you the exact numbers. But I think turn 1 she does something like 600k, maybe 400k, somewhere in that neighborhood. And then on turn 2, with all because you're going to get all 3 moves charged, she does like 1.7 million on turn 2,
Yeah.
and then continuously recycles. And if you have that Andre plate, she does even more than that.
It's
I have her at top tier.
It's funny because like Rhea and Bayley, I mean, all 3 of them pretty much hit like trucks. I got a plate right now, not a plate, but I got a belt right now that's plus 50% gem damage. I was looking at it, and I was looking at those 3, I'm like,
put on Bayley, or
yeah,
Becky. That's the one to put on Becky.
And I'm like, man, all 3 of those are freaking insane with that belt. And like, I've been torn, like, Bayley, I'd say, is a little lower than those 2, Rhea and Becky, but both Rhea and Becky I loved using, and I was like, damn, who am I gonna work on between those 2? I love both of them.
Yeah, the only character I like using more than Becky is Shayna Baszler. And
Yeah.
I know you have Shayna pretty high.
Yeah.
So I know you want to like to use. So yeah, if you don't have Becky leveled, she is phenomenal.
She
I have her
yeah.
at top tier. I have her at 5-star gold, and that's probably why I have her at top tiers, because I have her at max potential. I do have the strap that you said. I do have that on her.
Yeah.
She does a lot of gem damage, so that definitely helps. But man, like I said, I won't use anyone else against Icon Charlotte besides a mirror match or Becky.
I had her at tier 1. I'm gonna trust your top tier because you're actually using what I was planning on possibly using, because I was thinking that could be what you're saying she is. So I'll go with I haven't played her at 5-star gold. I don't even think we were doing 5-star gold previews back then. I think we were still 5-star silver. So I've never used her at 5-star gold. But yeah, I was looking at her. I was looking at that strap, and well, I'm happy to hear that she's everything I was thinking she was.
And like I said, the only issue with her is she's turn 2. I mean, she can't be turn 1 at all because her moves.
Well,
the 2 moves.
It's not as big of a deal for Powerhouse because they got enough gem damage to usually get out of pins. Yeah, at least early on.
And if you are going against another Becky, you can. She has a move that steals red MP, so you could probably use that to win turn 1 against another Becky. So that is an issue, that she's very counterable, and then that she's also turn 2. But gosh, I don't know. I don't. That's the only weakness. And honestly, she can be turn 1 if you take away one of the red moves and use a choose instead. But then you're at real risk for a pin anyway.
Yeah.
But the 3 red moves, all 3 of them do massive damage, and the one does like very close to, I want to say 800, 900k if I remember right. Just one move, which is unbelievable.
Yeah. I think so, isn't it the finisher that does that?
No, it's not even the finish. Just it's the move that does just strictly damage. Doesn't do anything else but damage. But yeah, the finisher does another, 300k, plus you refill all your red moves with a 7x2 area. So yeah, she's better than Trish, Hall of Fame Trish, in my opinion. I think she's better than Trish.
Oh, yeah, it's the 5-star move that hits for a truck. The 5-star move has a base damage of 234 base.
Yeah. So what I'm saying, yeah. So when I say 800k, I'm talking about with the right metal, the right strap.
Yeah.
Everything assumed maxed out, so to speak. But yeah, she's so fun. I love using her.
Rhea, which I compare a lot to Becky. I'd say she's a little maybe less than Becky, but really damn fun to play. I love using her. She's super fun. She also hits like a truck. I would put her at tier 1.
So what do you have her at?
actually not sure what mine's at.
Mine's only 4-star gold, so this
Yeah,
would be.
I think mine's 4-star gold as well.
Oh, okay. I think 5-star. If you have her 5-star, I think tier 1 is the right spot for her. Like you said, she hits for a ton of damage, not as much as Becky.
Yeah,
but she does hit for a lot. She's got a sub. She's got very low charge moves. Well, not I shouldn't say very. She's got relatively low charge moves, and
recycles really well. Should she need to?
Do you know offhand what her 5-star move is?
Let me check. I don't remember. Rhea 5-star move. Riptide, finisher 161k base plus 18k bonus damage for every botch.
Okay.
And you make and with the purple move, you make 4 columns of botch, so that's a lot.
Okay. That would probably be used with a purple moveset.
Yeah.
Beyond like the finisher. But she does have a straight damage move, which are always fun because you can hike those up pretty high.
Yeah.
So yeah, I would have her at tier 1 as well.
And she's got a sub. And it's a sub that makes red gems. So it can cycle. Yeah, it's a random one, but it's a random that puts out, I think it's like 9 or 10 gems, that it puts a lot of gems, and it's red gems, so it refills using the sub. So you almost get the sub every turn almost.
So when you hit the move, it randomly puts out your sub gems. You don't choose where they go. Yeah,
it randomly puts them, but it puts a lot of them, and they're all reds, so it matches with others. So I mean, she recycles really well. The sub move always go off, and I really loved using her. I don't think she's a top tier one, although I don't think she's really that far from it either. I mean, among the female ones, she's definitely one that is worth the resources for sure.
Yeah, I agree. I think she's tier 1. I think I actually put her at tier 2, but I think I suffer from the lack of seeing her a lot and having her at 5-star or anything. So tier 1, I think, is pretty safe with her.
Yep. Next one, Shayna. I really don't think we need to talk about for too long. I mean, arguably, I may even put her before Charlotte, really. She is a damn beast of a character. You do need the proper trainers and coach and everything, although they're not terribly uncommon, I should say. You do need the right plate as well, which is what is it? Phantom Phenom, I think.
Isn't it? I thought it was the one that makes botch gems.
Well, that one too, yeah. But with the other one, you can actually cycle your move super well, and put your botch gems more than 1 time per turn.
Okay, yeah, I don't remember.
Because it refills it. Like, it makes it so you can use your botch gem twice.
Yeah, I think you're right. Last time I used her was in, I think, the female feud, so it's been a few weeks since I used her, so you might be right. She's not fresh in my head.
But yeah.
Anyway, she's 100% top tier. She is phenomenal.
I got her 5-star bronze maxed, ready for down up at 5-star silver, and she's going straight up 5-star gold. She's the only reason I'm not putting another male 5-star gold for Tex right away, because she's going there, and she's my next 5-star gold for females.
You know a character's good when you don't take Riddle to 5-star gold because of her.
Yeah, and I'm not even sure I'm going to take Riddle. I might take Edge first, just because I kind of like the move style, the play style of Edge. But I mean, Edge or Riddle, I mean, they're both next after her as far as techs go.
Yeah, either way, yeah. 100% top tier, undoubtedly. I have the I can't remember, is it Cheap Shot? Whatever one makes the botch. Like, for some reason, I can never remember all these dang plates, but that's the one I have on her. And to spam that botch move where it just does that bonus damage, it's just unreal. It just hits for so
that's
much.
what I was using originally before I switched to the other plate. I think it's Phantom Phenom, but I switched to the other one that
glowing Phantom.
Yeah, the glowing Phantom one that basically makes it so that you can use the botch gem twice in the same turn and just hit like a truck.
That makes sense. But yeah, either way, top tier, regardless of what plate you use, top tier.
Yeah. Nikki. I would put her tier 2. I'd say for a free character, she's really well. Her moves, even though they're random, do generate a lot of them. Usually enough so that you're gonna get a match and you're gonna get to use like 2, 3, even 4 moves in the same turn. She's not gonna do enough damage to put you down quick. But really damn good character. And especially for a free one, really. I mean, I think, like, I wouldn't put her, like, upper tier 2, but, like, mid to low tier 2, definitely, for sure.
Yep, and here's why I had Hall of Fame Trish at tier 1 is because she's definitely better than what the heck's her name? Nikki.
Yeah.
But Nikki is 100% tier 2. She recycles. She has a lot of movesets that work great, but she recycles great. She does a lot of damage. For a free character, among the top ones. My issue with her is I can't stand her character. Like the current WWE version of her, I can't stand her. I liked when she was like
crazy,
like the psychopath type character. Yeah, this one with the superhero is just I can't stand it. But, and
the sanity gimmick was nicer.
Yeah, that's being very nitpicky. But as a character, boy, she's not bad at all.
Asuka, I would pretty much place similarly in tier 2. Although she's one of those characters I don't like to use at all.
Yeah, I remember when I got her, I messaged you about her, saying it was either you or Merrick's. I messaged one of you. I can't remember who the heck it was, but I said I
can't remember what I did yesterday, so I wouldn't remember.
Oh, I think it was Merrick because I think he had just pulled her, and then I pulled her a few days later. And I was like, "Have you actually leveled her? Is she any good?" And I think he said, "No, she's not." And then I've leveled her up, obviously for her coach ability, or for her trainer ability, which is very good. But her moves leave a lot to be desired. She was just required in tours whatever this last MLC was. I think it was the final week of it. And I hated using her. Now she does have a submission move, which helps a lot in tours. But other than that, she doesn't really hit hard. I suppose if you have her set up ideally with the right medals, right strap, and at 5-star gold, you could probably easily hit for 600, 800K on turn 2. So I think she's right there with Nikki Cross.
Yeah.
I just don't have her at that max capacity, but I can see the potential in her moves, so I think she's there with Nikki. She's not a bad character, but as far as females go, she's not going to be a top priority.
Bayley, I kind of go between 1 and 2. Really, I'd put her like 1.5. I think seeing everyone we put in tier 1, she probably deserves more to be tier 2. She could definitely go tier 1. Again, really fun to use, but just like I would have ranked her higher if there wasn't Rhea and Becky as Powerhouse released after. They took a bit away from her.
Yeah, you took the words right out of my mouth. She's very good, but she's not as good as Rhea or Becky. Not quite. She's very close. She's not far behind. But I would compare her to like a Powerhouse China. She's right in that area. She hits for a lot. She I don't know. There's nothing super super special about her. Now, just like Asuka, her training ability is phenomenal for a lot of characters.
Yeah.
So that alone should make you level her.
Like 150%. It's yellow, I think. Yeah, yellow finisher.
Yeah, yep. And actually, no, it's not yellow. Blue.
Blue, yeah.
Yeah. She's got a sub. She breaks X gems or X break gems. She hits for big damage. She destroys a lot of the board. So there's nothing wrong with her whatsoever. And like you said, like we keep saying, tier 2 is still very good. But I would have her. I'd have her right there at tier 2. I think top of tier 2.
Yeah, she's really close to tier 1. She's not tier 1 because of everyone else at tier 1.
Yep, she's not as good as what we currently have there, but she's top of tier 2, which is still a very good character.
Yeah. Sasha Banks, another incredibly good free character that has been made even better with the release of Riddle.
Yes.
I would definitely put her as a strong tier 2.
Yep. It's not often I enjoy using free characters, whether they're good or not, but Sika, Alexa, or not Alexa, Sasha, and when we just did strikers, those 2 strikers, Drew and what was the other one? Goldberg. Those 4, I actually enjoyed using. It was actually fun to use them.
Fun move set, and those power gems really hurt. They are strong, and with Riddle again, it just brings her another notch higher.
Yep, it's fun when your movesets aren't straight up just recycle this, recycle that. When you throw protects or power gems or bleed moves, when you throw those in there, it makes a character fun. So she was fun to use. She hits very hard, like you said, with Riddle. She's up, to tier 2. I think before Riddle, she was maybe closer to tier 3 just because those power gems weren't real big power gems.
Yeah.
But with Riddle, she's definitely tier 2. I think with Riddle, she's right where Bayley is.
Yeah.
Without Riddle, she's probably tier 3.
Yeah. Stacy Keibler, I think I put her like between 3 and 4, really. I can't stand her.
Yeah. She's not
poor damage.
She's definitely not as bad as Nikki.
No, that's why I'm putting her. I end up putting her at tier 3. But yeah, really nothing worth your leveling, really. Although there's not a lot of options as far as tech goes. I mean, you really have Tex and Shayna. Like there's Shayna and there's the other Tex.
Although Becky's pretty good. Tech Becky's pretty good. But yeah, no, you're right. She's got the Aleister Black moveset, which
ain't really cutting it anymore.
Yeah, before Stacy even came out, that moveset had lost its meta by quite a bit.
Lots of cascades, early pins, low gem damage.
Yep. You can make an argument for tier 2 because that gem damage at 5-star gold does go up a bit. So she does decent damage and is a guaranteed recycle. But you're not going to go up against a Shayna or a Charlotte or any of those ones you see in tier 1 or tier 2. Yeah. You're not going to do that confidently with her.
It's going to take too many turns just because of the cascades and pins.
Yeah, you'd be dead before you can get
she's pretty useful as a coach, though, with the red flat damage.
Yep.
That's what I use her for. That's the only reason I put some levels in her.
Yeah, same here.
Naomi. I love my Naomi. She's one of my favorite characters to use. I'm one of those I would probably end up putting her at tier 1, although she could arguably go top tier easily.
Yeah, I mean, if we're talking about a turn 1 win, she's top tier. But
yeah,
if you're talking the AI does not always use her correctly. So on defense, but I know a lot of people don't really care about that. They don't always use her correctly in Showdown. The AI doesn't. And in Feud, you're never going to max out points. You're going to get half of what you could potentially get with another character.
Yeah, and Feuds, although it's less of an issue right now, but like when they had the purge that was taking down your gem generated, you had to put Ziggler on just to get your 3 gem to turn.
Yeah.
So that was annoying.
I mean, if we're strictly talking about whether you can win or not on turn 1, then she's top tier without a doubt because she will win for you on turn 1.
I still use her as my go-to for Showdown when females first. I mean, plus at 5-star gold, you get 2 extra protect gems, which do a lot for you. And I mean, let's not forget, you don't need any MP trainer, and you get to do them every single turn.
Yep. Yeah, so, I put her at top tier just because, like you just said, she's pretty automatic turn 1 win. The only issue is that she doesn't maximize points in Feud, which really cares.
The only reason I'm not putting her at top tier and I'm putting her top 1 tier 1 is because sometimes, especially nowadays with how powerful the characters are getting, there is more and more characters that do end up kicking out of it. And being a showboat, if they get their turn and they are turn 1 characters, you can get fucked up and not being able to kick out yourself on their first turn. That's the only reason. It doesn't happen very often. Like, I'd say probably over 80% of the time, especially if you put you should put armor medals on her. But like, it's very rare that they're gonna get out of it. But high damage character that are like, they have the right medals, they have like, it does happen that they kick out of it. And if it's a turn 1 character, they will fuck you up, and you're a showboat, and you can't do anything about it.
Yeah. Yep.
So that's the only reason I wouldn't put her top tier.
Yeah, I can see that. I can see that argument for sure. I on the other hand have her at top tier.
Yeah, but I mean, it's a lot of ifs.
Yeah.
Most of the time, you're gonna get that win on the first turn.
Yeah.
Miss Keibler, I don't like her. I mean, she's definitely good.
Yes, I can't get behind her. I have her at the 5-star unlock. And I'd actually maxed her as far as levels. But tell me why.
I did her tour.
Like her. Where are you ranking her? I guess maybe I shouldn't have spoke.
Like, I would put her like between tier 1 and tier 2, because I definitely see that in all fairness, she's probably a tier 1, but there's so many characters I like better that are tier 1, and like, I do have limited gameplay on her. Obviously, I just got her. I did do her tour, and I barely had anything leveled, and I whooped their asses. But they're pretty low. But I mean, I know a lot of people love her. I don't like her.
She's not. Oh, did you say you don't like her?
No, I don't like her.
Oh, I thought you said you did like her.
No, I don't like her.
You did. Oh, I don't either. So
a lot of people do, though.
A lot of people do, yeah. But I think she suffers from the same thing that you. I don't know this personally because I don't have them, but you tell me how Rock, misses a lot of gems sometimes.
Yeah.
Well, she's much worse because she does a 4x area. So
yeah,
if you destroy those gems and 4 gems drop, they either place where there are no gems, or she places where they are, and then it drops it into no match, and it only cycles it one time. Like, how Rock can keep, you break a row, then you make 3 more, you break a row, you make 3 more. Well, she doesn't. She breaks them. She makes what she does, and then it stops.
Yeah.
So again, it's good damage, and it's recycled, and it's fun to see. But she, at max 5-star bronze, she just doesn't hit for that much damage. I actually have Bayley higher than her. I have Hall of Fame Trish higher than her. I still have her at tier 2.
That's where I would put her. I'm sure there could be a good argument to put her tier 1, but I would put her tier 2. It's probably just because I don't like her, and I don't like her style. But I'm sure she's probably really in between 1 and 2.
Yeah, you're probably right. A 5-star gold, her gems get a boost and she'll do some damage, but I don't know. She doesn't do it for me, because that trap move, when it creates the 2x2 area, it just seems so undependable. It just doesn't work for me. A lot of times it just doesn't do anything.
Yeah. Mickie James, I'd say when she was released, I really liked her. Then there was much better character that were released that probably made her drop at probably tier 3 value, I'd say. And then there was the Ray plate that was released that probably brought her back around tier 2 value.
Yeah. Well, I actually have her at tier 1 with the Ray plate. Without the Ray plate, she's tier 2. With, she's tier 1, because she does a massive amount of damage. Now, that
finisher, it's for like 8 ton with the plate.
Yeah, and we mentioned this while we were talking about a different class. I don't remember which one, but the fact that she deals damage to herself drives me nuts.
Yeah.
If it weren't for that, she'd be a slam dunk at tier 1, maybe even top tier with the Ray plate. But I hate that she deals damage to herself. It's not a ton of damage, but it is still something. But with the Ray plate, she does. Man, I can't. I saw someone put up, I want to say it was like 3-4 million with her with that Ray plate. That's undeniable. You can't tell me someone is not good that does that amount of damage. So I have her at tier 1 with the Ray plate. Without, she's tier 2.
Yeah. Well, I'll since we do keep in mind that it's with best possible, let's bring her to tier 1. I mean, it's been a while since I've heard of anyone using her. I mean, you do need the Ray plate for it to be incredible. I was putting her a little lower based on the fact that you're going to hurt yourself doing it, but then again, we have tons of health pack, just heal yourself, and you got the win anyway.
Yep.
It's probably going to give you faction point for that event anyway to get
Yeah.
to use those L back.
Yeah, that's true. And she doesn't hit herself for all that much. It's still such an annoying thing to put in a move. I understand it with like Shane, but that's it. Because Shane, and maybe even Brock, but
Well,
because that
Shane's not gonna destroy you.
Because, right, but with Shane's character, it makes sense because he always would do this ridiculous shit that would definitely hurt himself. So it kind of made sense with him. It doesn't with anyone else, and I wish they wouldn't do that. That's just me.
Last one, Alexa. I'd say she's one of those characters that they panned as a god tier. Everyone hated her when she was released. Everyone slept on it. Now she's ranked much higher. I still don't like her, but I think she's still a tier 1 character.
I have her at top tier, but there's a condition to it. Corgi, King Kong Corgi in our faction, people will know him because he's a whale.
Yeah.
A while back, he got a strap for her, which I think was like 150% move damage. Was it move or gem? Had to have been move. And that made her ridiculous. The fact that she can hit her move over and over and over again, and then which eventually loads the blue move, so her blue move destroys like 2 random blue gems, and obviously it's a 1 charge, so you can keep hitting it until you load your pin bar move, which loads the finisher, and with 150% move damage strap, that finisher goes off for a ton. Plus, it chooses an area of power jump. So with that strap, and no, that strap is ultra rare, may never even be around again.
Yeah.
But with that strap, he made her into a god, and she was legit god mode.
Yeah. Other than that, probably tier 1.
Yeah. Without that strap, I think what's the highest move damage strap you can have? Is it 40%?
Some or 30. I'm not even sure, but yeah.
Yeah. So without that, but again, she's still a very annoying character to face because it's almost like that move never stops going off. It's like, how are there this many blue gems on the board? She keeps getting it over and over again.
Yeah.
But she's annoying to face. She's fun to use. She's a cool character. She was a popular character. She hasn't been around in forever, but she was a cool character when she was around. I think she may have wore her welcome out a tad, but either way, yeah, she's top tier with that ultra rare.
She's coming back next week. They announced she's coming. Yeah, they ran a vignette saying that her way back is starting next week.
Oh, I did not know that. Well, that's cool.
Yeah,
she'll be relevant again. But yeah, as I was saying, with that ultra rare strap, which like 5 people have, she's top tier. Without it, she's a solid tier 1. Very solid tier 1.
All right, with that, guys, that's pretty much it. I got to wrap it up anyway because the wife's going to start working right now. Thanks for Punisher again for doing this. This is obviously our tier list of 2021 only. This is the last we had to do. Hopefully you guys liked it. From what I'm seeing in the comment, it seems you did. Thanks for watching, guys. If you're not already a sub, make sure to do so to be kept aware when I post new stuff. Have any questions, ask them. And if you like the video, leave a like and share. See you guys. Ciao.